Human rights campaigners arrived at the UK's Supreme Court this morning after a 3-year legal battle to change Northern Ireland's ban on abortion. The court was deciding specifically whether this should be abolished in cases of rape, incest and fatal fetal abnormality. Sarah Hewitt is one of the parties in the case. In 2013, she had to travel to England for a termination after doctors said her baby wouldn't survive outside the womb.
Very nervous, but I'm hoping that the Supreme Court have listened to our voices and realised that the change is needed for women in Northern Ireland.
But the judgment didn't go entirely their way. Whilst the court did say that the current law in Northern Ireland is incompatible with human rights law, the campaigners got caught on a technicality. The judges said if it was an individual who had brought this case who had been a victim of the law, they would have been likely to side with them, and so the government would then have been under pressure to have to change the law in Northern Ireland. But as it stands, they've lost this case today on that technicality. Speaking after the decision, Gráinne Teggett from Amnesty International says the judgment has, though, strengthened the case for changing the law.
This is a momentous win for women's rights. What now will happen is that we have issued proceedings today in Belfast in Sarah's name to have that formal declaration made, and our work will continue at Westminster to ensure that long overdue legislative change happens.
Not everyone was happy with the court's decision, with questions being raised about devolution.
We're very pleased that the appeal has been dismissed, and we believe that the case should never have been brought in the beginning. The rightful place for the decision to be made on abortion law is by the elected representatives in the Northern Ireland Assembly.
Following the referendum in the Republic and protests in Northern Ireland, all eyes are now on the House of Commons, which debated the law earlier in the week. A group of cross-party MPs are now pushing for an amendment abolishing the ban to be added to a forthcoming bill. But Theresa May's government is dependent on Northern Ireland's biggest party, the DUP, for its majority. They'll be putting pressure on her to stop any attempts. Vincent McAviney, Euronews, London.